Well, welcome. Today we're chatting here with Nancy Jones for the Wholehearted Chats, where we've come to you for the last few weeks having a chat with different authors from our beautiful book, The Wholehearted Wonder Women 50 Plus. And Nancy Jones is a dear friend of mine, and I love her dearly, and I'm so glad that she's part of this book. She was on the age end, the latter age end of, the 50 plus end, which is such a delight to have. And her chapter is chapter 20, Nothing Can Stop My Magical Ass, Creative Pathways for Expanding Living. And this actual title became quite a joyous celebration in our group and continues to be so. So welcome, Nancy.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about, a bit about your story, your story in life or part of your story in the book, and so people get a sense of who you are.
Well, the magical ass chapter evolved as I was writing my life experiences and realizing that synchronicity and determination and stepping into the reality of my truth was walking through my life in lots of different areas. And so um, nothing can stop me became an important part of the chapter. And as I wrote, it became more joyous, actually. And I saw more patterns. And I wanted people to look at, I wrote this to inspire people that we can do what we want.
Yeah.
So that's what happened in the book with the chapter and my life and all the parts of my life as I stepped into who I was more. So that's it. I don't know what else.
That's fine. So Nancy is in her 70s, and I know she's had also some other areas of great growth in this last little while, last few months. So, Nancy, just share a little bit about, what else has been happening in your life.
I am indeed in my 70s. I'll be 75 in April, if you believe that. It's like a lot of years, a lot of experiences. I just had surgery. I had a double knee replacement, and so they replaced both knees at the same time because I needed it. And so with that came the process of I needed help. I needed help because I don't have a helicopter to lift me to take me to the toilet. It was like I needed help. So that came asking for help, which I received in abundance from many different areas. Uh, my ex-husband of 40 years passed away. Let's see, that was in March. My knees were in May. And then a few weeks ago, I sold my home of 35 years. So there's been a lot of major life changes. And in the middle of all that, I've asked for help because I really needed it this time, my knees, and also the navigation of the selling of the house was all new to me. And so I asked some people for help and they said, okay.
And so I just want to remind the viewers that sometimes we think we can take on so much, and we do. We as women, we do take on a lot, and very capable. And there are times in our life that we need to know who are those support people and have our team surrounding us and supporting us as we journey forward. Especially in this last couple of years, it's been unknown times, and so to know that who is that caring ear or helpful hand that you can reach out to. So what a great reminder for all of us at all times of our life. So I wanted to ask a few questions today, Nancy. And Nancy is the one of the lead facilitators of the transformation game, which I've had the pleasure of playing. Oh, I think it's at least 5 or 6 times now. And it's so profound in how it leads you from where you're stuck to where your new direction is and to align to your dreams. So I've had that pleasure over the last numerous years, and I'm looking forward to playing again for the start of the new year. So I've just got some questions in general to ask Nancy, and she's going to share with us some of the things she'd like to share. So, what is the best gift you remember receiving as a child, Nancy?
I saw that question, and there were two. So the first one was I was a teenager actually, and I had been saving. We had this thing at school called Dress Up Day, where you wore something that you don't usually wear to school. And I had picked out at this store in my town, I picked out this yellow skirt and sweater, and I wanted it. And I worked, I babysat, and I saved money, but I didn't have enough to buy it. And right before I was getting ready to go to school, and this brings tears to my eyes now, my mom and dad had wrapped it and put it in a box and gave it to me before I got dressed. And I felt so touched. I won't ever forget that I wore that to school that day. I was so surprised. I was surprised and really touched.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a beautiful story. Yeah, I can feel that. I wanted to ask you about what makes your body feel vibrant and full of life in your 70s? Or
I love to lift weights. I have to laugh. I love weightlifting, and I've been doing it now for about 20 years. And I really love lifting weights, and I love to dance. The lifting of weights probably is the thing that makes me I feel strong in my body. And I reversed my osteoporosis 100%. I reversed it. I'm building muscle mass instead of losing it. So
mm-hmm.
I
and,
like
and
that.
and I know that you do like dancing and the music, that you often go to different music events, which is such a joy. Music is such a joy for many people, and when we move our body in the way that just feels good for us, it brings that joy. I know in my own life, sometimes I'll dance at the supermarket, and my children are like, "Mom, don't," and I'm like, "It feels good for me."
Yeah.
It's a reminder.
I love the dancing. I love the dancing, but I love the weights even more. So,
Okay, that's good to know. Okay, what's the most powerful spiritual experience that you've had in your life?
well, the transformation game um, originated in Findhorn in northern Scotland over 40 years ago. And I've traveled there several times, 5, 6 times. And that question, I think my most profound spiritual experiences have come at Findhorn when I was playing the planetary game, which is held there every once in a while. I've played in 2 planetary games, and it's so powerful to see people from all over the world with the intention of making the world a better place. And it lifts me like nothing else. And when I realized I was going to go through the training to become a facilitator and do that out in the world, I think every time I play, it's a profound spiritual experience for me.
Mm.
So, and all my trips to Findhorn have been profound spiritual experiences, especially the planetary game.
And can you tell the viewers a little bit more about Findhorn, just in case they don't know anything about Findhorn? As a
Yeah, it's a spiritual community. It was developed in the 60s. Eileen and Peter Caddy and Dorothy McLean, they all worked at Finch. They were the founders. And lot of people, spiritual people, that people listening to this live stream will know, that I won't mention, but a lot of people have been associated with Findhorn over the years, and the original concept was oneness. And that's putting, I'm not a spokesman for Findhorn for sure, but it was oneness, and we all we kind of take that for granted now. But in the 60s, this was not the norm. The first time I went was in 1976.
Beautiful. Thanks for sharing that. And this is a kind of a cute question that I put in. If you could have 3 wishes, what would they be? And I know we had a little bit of a laugh before we got on today about that. And yeah, what would your 3 wishes be? And
Well, what I told Lulu was, it feels like a Miss America pageant question. Like peace for humanity, but and I do wish that peace, prosperity, and joy to the world. I do wish that. I was thinking for myself. I wish to be open and receiving. And I have a mantra that I attempt to say every day, that I'm dancing with joyful possibilities filled with magic. And my life right now is wide open. I know that I want to do the transformation game. I know it changes people's lives. So my wish is to touch more people with that game, and to complete. I'm writing a book, and I want that book to have a positive, not a chapter, but a children's book, that I want to have a real powerful, positive impact on the lives of children and adults, to connect to spirit. So in my book, I talk about my chapter, Magical Ass chapter, I talk about wanting a loving partner, and I'm finding that's not as important as it was when I wrote the chapter. And I don't think I'm downloading to a lower dream. I think that my priorities are shifting. So we'll see.
And just give the viewers a bit more of an understanding of the downloading, not downloading to a different dream. Give that actual quote.
Yeah, there's a thing, a practice that we do, that all of us do, that I do, where this is what I want. It's like Martin Luther King, I have a dream. At no point did he say, let's downshift to a lower dream. That didn't happen. And I don't want that to happen for the people that play the transformation game. I don't want that to happen for any of us, including me. So I watch when I start suspecting that something's not happening, that I'm not I'm not downshifting to a lower dream. Do not do that. So if there's anything from Nancy Jones, do not downshift to a lower dream. Do not do that.
And I'm sure, many people are aware that, in their life, they haven't had the cheerleaders, or even probably in their family, like, go for your dreams, like, go fully for your dreams. And, your dream is where you should go for. If anything, we're like, you can have your dream, but not really, that really high dream. So Nancy's a good advocate for, not downgrading, not changing, like, go for the highest dream. And just give the viewers a little bit more about how you go about with the transformation game, because I know you do it globally, and you do it, through the internet, and you also do it in person. So what would someone be doing when they come to have the transformation game? How do you guide them give them an idea of that, Nancy?
Well, the first thing you do is you pick an intention, something that you want to manifest, that you want your life to be about. And you don't just dream about it. You do it. You put yourself there. So you noticed I said, I am dancing with joyful possibilities filled with magic. You put yourself in the dream. That's the dream. And I help you find what is the most current thing that's happening for you now that tugs at your heartstrings. So it's something that you feel in your body. It's not just a New Year's resolution, it's like, it's something you feel in your heart and soul and body. And then once we determine that, sometimes there's a 30-minute call before the game where we work on that. And then in the game, there are setbacks and insights and angels. And insights are usually unrealized strengths. Sometimes they're brand new information, but a lot of times you already know you have those strengths, they're just not being practiced. And sometimes the setbacks, usually people will laugh. They already know. It's not our first rodeo. We've done a lot of spiritual work in our lives. When I played at Findhorn years ago, I played for 7 days with one intention. My intention was to clear what was ever in my pathway to keep me from doing my life's purpose. And my life's purpose has to do with bringing love into the world. And the game is a tool to do that. The angels are the spiritual support that underlie people's choice to address the blocks in whatever way they want to. Sometimes they're transformed. Sometimes they're released. Sometimes they just sit there and to be looked at another time. But it moves you from where you are, just like Lulu said, to closer to where you'd like to be. And if you go in with the intention that you are going to be there, my experience is it happens. It happens. So there's a follow-up after the transformation game with me for another 30 minutes to see how you're taking the information out into the world. So it's a powerful experience. Sometimes it's fun, sometimes not so fun, and sometimes new information comes forth, and sometimes it's old information that you need to look at again. I never know what's going to happen. If I play one-on-one, I've been doing it online for about 5 years now, so I started before the coronavirus. I forget what it's called. It's like anyway, I started before the pandemic. And so then when the pandemic hit, my New Year's game this last year was 6 people from 6 different states. Mm-hmm. We played for a day and a half. If I play with you one-on-one, it's about 3 hours. 4-person game. The most I can play is 6. The most I play right now is 6.
So this is a wonderful opportunity with what Nancy's sharing. If this has sparked your interest and you want to know more about the transformation game, Nancy's offering you something to connect with her so you can find out more. So Nancy, let us know what that is.
I'm offering a free connection in my chapter in the book. I call it a dream dive with Nancy. And what that is to look at what your intention would be if you were to play the game with me. And it's a 30-minute process where I draw angel cards and insights and setbacks, and we talk about what's up for you. And that's honestly, it's a really fun experience. And you can take that information and use it yourself, or you can choose to sign up and play a game later. There won't be any pressure for me to sign up and play a game. It's just an offer and an opening for you to expand who you are. And so I'm excited to offer this. I hope you all sign up.
And as Nancy said, it's an offering. It's like she's opening this beautiful door for you to step into. So she's going to put her details in the live chat afterwards, and you'll also see her in the group. And it's just been a joy having you in this project, Nancy. And I thank you for being my friend and trusting me and coming along for the ride, taking our magical asses wherever we want to take them. So many, many thanks, my friend. Mwah. Thank you, thank you.
Thanks for the interview. And it was a chance to share who I am with the world. Thank you.
We're blessed for having you in the world, Nancy.
Thank you. Love you, Lulu.
Love you too.
Sign up, people, for your free dream dive.
Okay, I've just stopped the recording.